I really want to dive more into the power animals, like what you described happening on stage. Like that just sounds just wild and amazing in so many ways. And I'm sure for people listening, they want to know how can they connect with their power animals? Is it possible that anyone can do this? You know, obviously you've been practicing and sitting with different teachers and developing your spiritual gifts for a long time. I'm sure this is all covered in your new book, which I can't wait to read. But can you give anyone some help on like how they can start to create these relationships with these power animals?
So, yes, there are a lot of really beautiful ways that you can start to open up the doorway to the power animal world. And the first vision that's coming in is, if you don't already have an altar space, I always recommend that. And an altar can be something so simple. It does not need to be this extravagant, ornate setup with, a bunch of statues, and you don't need to go out and buy a bunch of things. An altar can be a simple space in your home that is just your designated space for connection point, to connect within yourself, to connect to Great Mother Earth and Great Spirit. And it can perhaps have a piece of sustainable Palo Santo, and maybe there is a stone that you found on a walk that you just love, that little stone, and a candle, and that can be your altar. I mean, it can also just simply be a candle, but that's the place that you can go to reconnect and to be at home. And once you're there, you can simply close your eyes and just begin to open up the invitation, because the power animal allies, they're always there. But for the most part, our guides, they're not invasive, unless you're getting to a divine intervention point, which was the case for me, where I was ignoring the truth of my mission and of myself for long enough that they had to enter in to kind of smack me around a little bit to have me come to my true senses. But for the most part, they stay in the periphery waiting for the invitation. So for those who want to begin to open up that dynamic and rapport, sit at your altar space, connect your root into Great Mother Earth, say hello to her, give an honoring thanks and hello to her, breathe and tune into your heart. Feel that incredible power and juiciness and magnificence of your own heart center. And then connect up to Source, Great Spirit, whoever it is that you speak to. Give an honoring thanks and hello up to Great Spirit. And once you're connected into those 3 points, simply call the power animal forward, call the power animal world forward, and say, I am really ready to get to know you. I am inviting your teachings, your medicine in. I'm, honored to begin this relationship with you. And once you've opened that doorway, if you feel compelled, you can remain with your eyes closed and say, is there a power animal who wishes to present to me at this time? And just stay connected to your heart, stay connected with your breath, and see, spiritual gifts work in different ways. I'm very clairaudient and very clairvoyant, so I see and hear a lot. So you may see an animal present, or you may hear the name or the word of an animal come into your ear, but just be aware. It's a strengthening of your conscious awareness muscle into the unseen realms. See what you sense come in, and if you want to continue the dialogue and ask that animal questions, please do, but you always want to close in an honoring way. Once you feel your time has wrapped up, thank that animal for coming in. And let that animal know, if you wish to continue to work with it, let it know that, invite it into your dreams for continued medicine transmissions and healings. So that's one way. The way that I recommend the most which you can do. I will have up on my website specifically for those who pre-order the Animal Power book. You will get sent a video, a guided drumming shamanic journey facilitated by me, where I will guide you into the unseen realms, and we will call your power animal forward, and you'll be able to speak with it and receive healing and medicine from it. And so that's the way that I recommend the most, is sitting with a trusted shaman and doing some sort of a rattle or guided or drumming journey facilitated by the shaman to call your animal forward. But but I gave that first example primarily because I want people to remember that we all have shamanic truths inside of us, and you also have the power inside of you to do this on your own. I always want to empower people in that way, that I'm always trying to return them back to themselves. And if they come to me seeking guidance or answers, I'll share what's coming through for me to share, but I always point them back, like, what do you think? And what are you sensing? And what are you picking up on? Because we all have it inside of us.
So great. And the drumming journey for everyone that pre-orders your book, like that sounds just like the perfect, like I couldn't imagine a more perfect pre-order offer. So we're definitely going to include the link for people to get their hands on that when they pre-order the book in the show notes here. And I'm very excited to do that myself as well. So you mentioned like the kind of healing and transformation and medicine that's available when we start to tap into these different spiritual guides, like our power animals. I'd love if you can share some more about like what kind of healing have you experienced from this, and what have you seen happen for other people that start to use these gifts and these guides?
Yes. Yeah. Such a beautiful question. And they have truly provided endless, healing moments for me. The first one that has been talking and whispering in my ear and present with us this whole interview is the deer. And the deer is heart medicine. So it's all about the, healing of the heart. And the deer came in right after I had my awakening, because my awakening came from total heartbreak and betrayal. So my previous fiance just, you know, respect in all of it, because it provided my awakening, but it was a very arduous, long chapter in my life in that previous relationship. And once the veil had lifted and deer came in, the teachings and medicine of the deer, just, it urges you, even when you've gone through something like that, where you just feel completely devastated and in the most anguishing emotional turmoil that you've probably ever known. Her softness and gentleness, yet fierce power, urges your heart to stay committed to healing and to stay committed to remaining open, because we have two possible pathways when something like that happens. One pathway is to completely shut our hearts down and to completely close off out of fear, and to put very strong defenses around ourselves, because, and it's understandable. We don't want to go through that same level of anguish and torment and pain again. But we really, staying connected to our heart is the key to everything. It's the key to the universes. It's the key to, our greatest intelligence and greatest intuition. And we all, deep down inside of all of our souls, we do have this yearning to learn what unconditional love really is, how we can find it within our own selves to unconditionally love ourselves, and how we can unite. If an intention is to unite in partnership, how we can align with a partner who has the ability to hold that unconditional loving space for us.